If there's anything we've learned, though, is the Warriors are not on the same level of a Phoenix, Milwaukee.
No way.
They're not on the same level.
No.
They're not on the same level of past Warriors teams either.
The Mismatch, presented by FanDuel Sportsbook.
Kevin, I witnessed a bona fide humiliation last night.
Yeah, that was unthinkable, Chris. How many times this year have the Grizzlies won without John Marin? What were they 20-5 during the season?
Yeah, and that doesn't even count. By the way, that is commonly talked about, like the 20-5. It's really more like 20-2 because there's a couple of those games where like either Tyus Jones wasn't playing at all.
Yeah.
Or
the game that had no point guards, right?
Yeah, or other guys, or everybody was out. You know what I'm saying? Like they just sat guys. And so,
but you couldn't have seen this coming. No matter how many times you watched that all year, no matter how many times Warriors fans saw this team suck with their effort, who could have seen what we saw last night?
There's no chance. I mean, look, to your point.
Oh my goodness.
No one could, and especially because it set the record, Kevin. It set the record for lead after 3 quarters. It tied a Bucks game, I think against the Sixers in 1970. Okay, 52 years ago was the last time in a playoff game a team has been down 50 points after 3 quarters. So
oh my goodness.
It wasn't just like, wow, they really beat their ass. That was history. It was a historic ass beating. Being up 52, the Warriors waving the white flag in the third quarter. Giving up 77 in the first half, then coming back out, and I think they gave up 42 in the third quarter. At one point throughout that game, if you go back and you pull it, the Grizzlies last night were, with about a minute left to go in the first quarter, it was 29-28 Grizzlies, okay? With a minute left to go in the third quarter, it was 119-64. That is a 90-36 run over 2 quarters. 90-36. So, I mean, yes, unthinkable. I thought they'd win. I thought they would have a big night. But what they did to the Warriors actually made me think, because of the way that one played out, and the way the Grizzlies reacted to it and the way the Warriors reacted to it, it made me think a lot harder about the possible outcome of Game 6. Because the truth of the matter is this. I know that everyone in the free world is going to be picking the Warriors to win. I think Vegas has them installed as an 8.5-point favorite for that game. I think it's just, Game 5 didn't really matter to them, but they'll hunker down and they'll just take care of the Grizzlies in Game 6, okay? Let me just give you a couple things real quick. The first of which is, over the course of this series so far, when Steph Curry, Draymond Green, and Klay Thompson are on the court together, they have a net rating of -19. -19 when they are on the court together. Their starting lineup that they tried with Kuminga in the starting lineup, I guess this was going to be a stroke of genius, has a net rating of -42. Okay? -42 when they have tried to go with Kuminga. Over the course of this series, when Klay and Curry are on the court, so we just extract Draymond, they're a -15. So that's now 5 games that they played against each other. And maybe I'm talking myself into something that doesn't exist, but I would present to you, Kevin, that they have played 240 minutes total in this series. The Grizzlies have led 182 of those. They have been in the
Something
lead
else
for 182 of 240 minutes. And people would think it's crazy to believe that the Grizzlies are the better team or that the Grizzlies have played better in this series. But the truth of the matter is they played 240 minutes in this series so far, and the Grizzlies have led for 182 of those. And Josh smoked a layup in game 1, and obviously they vomited all over themselves in game 4, where they led for, 46 or 47 of the 48 minutes. And so it's simply because the best performers for the Warriors have been such a net negative that I don't think it's just the Warriors go back home and take care of business in game 6. Because now we're 5 games into this thing, and those guys have not been good. You know? The other guys have.
If there's anything we've learned, though, is the Warriors are not on the same level of a Phoenix, Milwaukee.
No way.
They're not on the same level.
No.
They're not on the same level of past Warriors teams either. Warriors teams know what championship qualities are. I tweeted that last night asking the question, hey, Warriors fans, do you think this team has championship qualities? It's like almost unanimously no. They know what to look for, and it's not teams that come out with sad, pathetic efforts like they did last night.
I am going to give them a bit of credit, though, okay? Because I think that the Grizzlies are a uniquely bad matchup for them. And they have proven to be over the course of the last 2 years. It's something I've talked about. Obviously, they knocked them out in the play-in last year. During the regular season, when these teams have bed up, it's been a problem. You know, the same way I talked about in the first round, where it was Minnesota was uniquely equipped to be a terrible matchup for Memphis. And I do think that is true of Memphis with Golden State. I had 2 different people from Golden State in the middle of the season saying Memphis was the team they didn't want a part of. Just because they're young, they're energetic, they're brash, and they also they got a lot of athletes. And that is one thing that Golden State does not have. That's why they tried to throw Kuminga in there, right? It's why Wiggins has been a really good part for them throughout the playoffs. They don't have a lot of athletes. And so you also see that after the first 2 games of the series, there was no Steven Adams. And he has been back now for 2 games. And they have led in all but 1 minute, I think, since he's been back. And he has had a profound impact. And he's been a plus 33 because Draymond can't make him pay for it. When I said Minnesota is uniquely qualified, it's because they had 5s that could shoot. Well,
yeah, Cat can space the floor. He can pop for 3-pointers or just stand out there with Adams in the paint, whereas Draymond's out there. He's just waiting for teammates to cut and, around him and for handoffs and
what's crazy, you had
shoot.
moments last night. Steven Adams is standing in front of the circle. Draymond is at the free throw line with the ball. He doesn't even look at the basket.
No, he doesn't. He doesn't
even look at it. They just treat him like, like the same way that they used to say, they just don't even care about Tony Allen. They'll just let him run around out there. That's really, they gave Draymond that treatment last night. They said, fine, do whatever the hell you want to do.
Yep.
And he's just standing there like looking around, looking for somebody to pass to. And as long as the defenders can stay attached, I don't know, man. Like, they have an unbelievable pedigree. They're playing on their home court. They're going to be the super favorite. I would just tell people the way this series has played out so far, I do think that the Grizzlies, rightfully so, are really kicking themselves to be in a position where they have to go win a game 6 on the road because they feel like they should be up, much like Minnesota did, when they were saying, hey, We should have already taken care of the Grizzlies. I think the Grizzlies feel like they should be the ones up 3-2 at minimum. At minimum. Even if you want to say Ja's layup is Ja's layup. They threw away game 4. Like, truly threw it away.
I think, like we talked about with the Bucks switching more screens in the pick and roll to neutralize what Boston was doing throughout the series. Similarly, if you're Golden State now, you've run your Steph Draymond pick and roll only 9 times last night, just by game, according to Second Spectrum. It was 6, 11, 13, 18, 9. I wonder if that's something you go to more in game 6 to try to just close this out. Go to Steph Draymond pick and rolls. The thing is, we saw Jaren Jackson switch on to Steph sometimes. That can cause some issues because he's such a great perimeter defender. So it's not necessarily like a guaranteed success to roll with that. But it has been working statistically using that throughout the series, scoring 0.04 points per chance, which is good. It's very good.
Yep.
So I wonder if we see a little bit more of that to get that offense going, simplifying things, because the Grizzlies defense, that they're so versatile, especially when they have Jackson out there or Adams with his interior presence, as you said.